Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I've got some very big updates for you guys. Lots of great things happening in the crypto market. We are, of course, in the midst of a bull market, and the news is very critical because the news can really drive some huge green candles. For example, the huge green candle we saw for Tesla adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. So it's important to know what's coming up, what could potentially be coming up, and be prepared with your respective plans. Before we break it down, guys, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, don't forget to sign up for my free newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter, no spam, all crypto insights and knowledge, and a link will be in the description to do that. Heads up, I confirmed my interview with Congressman Warren Davidson. That is happening next week, and of course, I'm going to talk to him about crypto regulations, specifically the Token Taxonomy Act that was put forth by him and other folks in Congress, guys. So you don't want to miss that one. Make sure you have the notification bell enabled. So let's take a look at the market here. Bitcoin moving sideways, not doing much. It is hovering at $57,539. We take a look at the chart here using Bitcoin as a measuring stick, and we see that looks like we're going to have some more red candles and some more corrections before we break out upwards. But make no mistake about it, next target is 75,000, and of course the macro level charts are predicting, guys, $100,000 plus. And we are seeing the stock to flow model, the macro level charts, some econometrics, they're all pointing to $100,000 plus. And I'm hoping we hit 200,000. That will be great. Lots of money to be made there. But of course, this is not a certainty. I keep it real with you guys. This is not guaranteed. We never know what could happen. But if everything plays out according to plan, how the market cycles have moved historically, we could see those record-breaking prices. Also, given the massive adoption of crypto, institutional investors flooding into the market. An example here of Bitcoin and crypto going mainstream, NFL tight end here tweeting about his salary and getting paid in Bitcoin, kind of following the footsteps of Russell Okung, who's one NFL player who's getting paid in Bitcoin, guys. So you can see these things are going into the mainstream. Influencers are talking about it. And this is part of how the market grows. And the people who follow them, right? Many of them have huge followings, millions of followers. Will, obviously that's going to influence them to invest into the crypto market. Now, here is some very bullish news. Bitcoin is too important to ignore. Deutsche Bank report. Now, I've trashed Deutsche Bank on this channel before. I've called them douchebag bank because I do believe they are. They're one of the worst, and we've seen all of their bad habits and the things they've done to hurt just the common man, and they all get bailed out. So I don't like that. Now, one thing's for sure, they're getting disrupted. Bitcoin and crypto is going to do that, and DeFi for sure is going to disrupt them big time. And right now, they're all capitulating to Bitcoin and crypto. We saw JP Morgan do it. We saw Citibank, and Deutsche Bank is here. Yesterday, we talked about Morgan Stanley, right? That big news from Morgan Stanley that they're going to offer their wealthy clients access to Bitcoin funds. And Deutsche Bank released a report, and they said Bitcoin's price could continue to rise if it continues to attract asset managers and companies, says the bank. And it's just amazing to watch these guys just capitulate and come into the market after trashing Bitcoin and the crypto market for years. So Bitcoin is now too important to ignore given its $1 trillion market capitalization, according to a news report by Deutsche Bank. The report published Wednesday states that the price of Bitcoin could continue to rise as long as it continues to attract entry from asset managers and companies. However, the cryptocurrency is expected to remain volatile due to limited tradability. Obviously, that's going to change as the market matures. Deutsche Bank estimates less than 30% of transactional activity in Bitcoin is related to payments. In 2020, for example, 28 million Bitcoin changed hands, equivalent to 150% of total Bitcoin in circulation, meaning 40 billion Apple shares were exchanged, meanwhile, 40 billion Apple shares were exchanged, equating to 270% of the total. So they're turning bullish. Obviously, they're going to give their perspective and say, well, but it's not this, while they're being disrupted. So very interesting. And in that report, there's a chart that they have here, and they have Bitcoin as the third largest currency in circulation, behind the number one US dollar, number two euro. Wow, guys, this is huge. I don't care how you feel about Bitcoin, because it's not about your emotions and feelings. What matters are the facts and what's taking place here. And yes, the crypto market is bigger than just Bitcoin, obviously, right? I hold Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Cardano is looking like it could go to $2 very soon. So, these are things you want to see, because eventually, like JP Morgan, they're going to start offering services. Just like Morgan Stanley, they're going to start offering services for people to trade. And one big item that I'm waiting on that will open the floodgates is a Bitcoin ETF. And I'm hoping with Gary Gensler in there now, we get an approval there. So SEC publishes VanEck Bitcoin ETF application, kicking off decision clock. The regulator now has 45 days to approve or deny the application or extend the review period. I'm not going to go into everything here because we've seen this story before. What's important is that Jay Clayton is not there, and we have someone who is knowledgeable about crypto. We are years ahead now where better custody, the big players like Fidelity are offering custody. You have the NASDAQ, you have the S&P Dow Jones offering aggregate price data. So these factors, I think, were big roadblocks for the SEC because they weren't there before by trusted institutional players. Now they are. And I'm hoping with Gary Gensler, these things coupled together, we get an approval, multiple ETF approvals. And once again, that would open up huge amounts of capital to flow into the market. So once you understand how these ETFs work, guys, you will see the potential and why I put so much emphasis on this. This is huge. If you don't understand ETFs and why they're important and how big they are for the market, then you definitely need to check out my interview with Matt Hogan from Bitwise from a month ago, where they are trying to get an ETF approved as well. And Matt clearly breaks down why is an ETF important? Why, right? And he talks about along the lines of there are a lot of capitals sitting on the sidelines that can't enter the market directly. Through an ETF, hell yeah, they can. So that will be huge. And this is the guy, Matt, who, by the way, who headed up ETFs.com, and he's big on it. So it would be cool if he was able to get it approved for Bitwise. Now, check this out. This is interesting. Not to get political, this is not a political channel, but we talk about the facts here. Would a U.S. wealth tax push millionaires to Bitcoin adoption? There are ways in which a tax on the ultra wealthy could nudge them toward crypto, but hiding assets is not one of them. So it's an interesting thought. I mean, if they put like some sort of heavy tax on the traditional financial market, could people go move into crypto? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like if they do sell under this respective administration, they would probably get hit with heavy taxes anyway. But it could be the long-term game here, moving more of their assets into Bitcoin and crypto, and they hold it for a next administration to come in, right? Because we've seen, look, Democrats come in, they raise taxes. Republicans come in, they lower it. It's kind of like a game between the two political parties. So you kind of wait for the next Republican leader to get in, right? Once again, not to get political, I'm just stating some facts here and talking in generalities here. Oh my goodness, guys, I can't say that word today. It's just one of those days, but you get what I'm saying. So nevertheless, an interesting thought, another catalyst that could drive people into the crypto asset class. Finally. Oh, guys, it's one of those days. Fireblocks raises $133 million to serve more mega banks with crypto custody. This is very bullish because you know who that is, guys? Participation from BNY Mellon. What did we hear about last month? BNY Mellon to offer crypto custody to their clients. So this is amazing. And these big banks now want a share of this market. They want a big share slice of the pie here because everybody wants to make money, right? They want to get a return on their investment. So let me give you the details here. At the time when its competitors are being acquired, crypto custody provider Fireblocks is raising $133 million to stay the course. We became sort of a big piece of the market infrastructure, Fireblocks CEO Michael Shalov told CoinDesk in an interview, "We now have over 230 clients, all big institutions, and we need to guarantee them our financial stability and the fact that we will remain independent." Very interesting. Among those clients is BNY Mellon, the world's largest custodial bank, which participated in the Series C funding round. Shalov confirmed that CoinDesk first reported late last month that Fireblocks is working with BNY Mellon to build the bank's Bitcoin custody product. The $133 million raise was led by Coatue, if I'm saying that right, Ribbit Capital, and Stripes. Previous investors, Paradigm, Galaxy Digital, Swisscom Ventures, Tenaya Capital, and Cyberstarts Ventures also participated, bringing Fireblocks' total funding to $179 million since launching in July 2018. So a couple things here, guys, that you need to peel away from this. One, these companies are getting investors from the traditional financial world. They're working with investors and companies in the traditional financial world, meaning a bank like BNY Mellon, which has nothing to do with crypto, but now has to innovate or die. Second, they are getting huge amounts of capital. Look at the amount of money they're raising. You usually see this amount in traditional tech startups and whatever it may be. Now this capital is flowing into the crypto market. A huge bullish sign of what's to come. These people are not investing their money in these companies to lose it. They are looking for a return on their investment. Now they know they probably have to wait a little bit as the market grows, but they see the trajectory, they see the trend. And I hope you do as well, because as I've stated before, I have the ability to invest in the digital assets themselves, but I wish I was an accredited investor to invest in a Fireblocks, right? Or a Coinbase outside of an IPO. But nevertheless, there's money to be made here. And that money these people don't make a return unless this market goes to mainstream adoption with these respective crypto and digital assets at new all-time highs, record-breaking all-time highs. So I hope you see the bigger picture here, why patience is so important when it comes to investing in general, but obviously for the crypto market, and the potential return here. It's so lucrative because we're so early. It's like 1998 getting into Google, Amazon, eBays, and so forth, right? So you have the opportunity of a lifetime. And I hope you see that. There's just a paradigm shift taking place here. The genie's out of the bottle and things are moving at a rapid pace, and you are seeing capitulation from banks, guys. Obviously, we talked about Deutsche, we talked about Morgan Stanley, we know BNY Mellon, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan. All these guys now are here. So guys, what do you think about this news? I think it's very bullish. Big things happening. And while I don't like some of these banks like Deutsche Bank, the fact that they're capitulating is very bullish for the crypto market. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and